Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Well, it is the fourth lecture of Indian polity. It would be the fourth lecture of Indian polity. And before we'll start our discussion, I would like to point out few important features of this initiative so that if you are new to our channel, you are watching it first time, so that you will get more connected with it and you will know about this initiative, what it is about. Basically from 2nd June, what we did, we started delivering every day two lectures on our YouTube channel. On from 2nd June, we started delivering two lectures every day. One in the morning session, which is about the daily news analysis. What we do here, we take up the most important articles and discuss them, which is relevant for your preparation, whether it would be mains or prelims. And in the evening session, which is this lecture, we discuss the static syllabus. And we started with Indian polity. We had promised you one thing, that by the month of Jan 2026 we will try to complete your full syllabus, whatever is required for you to clear your UPSC exam, whether it would be related to prelims or mains. So our goal is to cover every subject here, and we started with Indian polity. So this is what we do here. If you are interested in taking this free coaching, we are here to help you. We are going to upload every day, except if there are few holidays like Eid or Diwali, then on those days we will not upload, but mostly we will upload every day and discuss the important aspects what are required for you. So please do subscribe, do share it with your friends, do acknowledge our work by writing in the comments what do you feel about this initiative. Now, before we will start our discussion, what we have to study today. Let us recap where we left yesterday. Let us try to recap that where we left it. Not yesterday, actually the day before yesterday. I was not able to upload my video yesterday because of some technical errors. To be more precise and to be honest, there were some technical errors. Because of that, I was not able to extract the video, so I could not upload the video. But today, from today, videos will, without any delay, the videos would be available on our YouTube, so you don't have to worry. Day before yesterday, we discussed the union and its territories. So we discussed union and its territories, which actually is contained in part 1 of the Indian Constitution. So we discussed every aspect related to it. If you want to watch, you can go to my previous video and watch that. We discussed Article 1. We discussed what was discussion in the Constituent Assembly about the naming of the India or Bharat, how the consensus was not reached between the members, and finally the name was chosen India, that is the Bharat. So this is how it reached to it. Then we discussed Article 1 subclause 2. We discussed Article 1 subclause 3. We discussed every aspect of the territory of India, what contains the territory of India. Then after that we discussed Article 2. We discussed the power of the parliament to add some territory. We discussed Article 3, power of the parliament to change the territory of India, to change the status of the India, to change the name of the India. And we discussed them with full examples, from the live examples and various case judgments, how the Supreme Court reacted to those judgments, especially with respect to Jammu and Kashmir, how Supreme Court reacted to them. Finally, after discussing all this, we reached to Article 4, where we discussed what is would these changes which we do under Article 2 and 3, will they be deemed as the Constitutional Amendment Acts as under Article 368? We discussed that too. Under Article 4 is very much clear about that. After that, we discussed Schedule 1, where you need to mention the territories of the India. We have Schedule 4, where you have to represent what would be the representation in Rajya Sabha, and if any change is done under Article 4 or 2 or 3, that we are forced to change Schedule 1 and Schedule 4. So would it be deemed to be constitutional amendment? We discussed all that. After that, after discussing the union and territories, we discussed the reorganization acts, reorganization commissions, how they were set up, what should be the basis for the formation of the state. We discussed that earlier by JVP committee. We discussed that how they said that the basis for the formation of state, it should be the administration is not the language. But there were protests in our country, and the government was forced to go for the language. They finally after a JVP committee, they were forced. Then there was another committee which gave that who was headed by Fazl Ali, which gave that we can make the states on the, we can form the states on the basis of what? On the basis of language. So we discussed that too. After that, we discussed, is there, how the Andhra Pradesh, how AP became the first such state who was formed on the basis of language. But it was very much clearly mentioned that we can form a state on the basis of language but not religion. This would be disastrous. We may, if we will do such thing, it may lead to what? It may lead to the same incident what happened during the independence. And we had discussed all that very clearly with examples in our second, third video. Now, after discussing all this, now we have to change the topic, and the topic is the citizenship. From today, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the citizenship. What is citizenship, or what is nationality, what is the difference between the citizenship and the nationality. We will discuss it in a very conceptual way. After discussing that, we will try to find out what does the constitution say about it, what does the world constitution say about the citizenship, who is given the authority to alter the laws with respect to citizenship. We will discuss that. We'll discuss what constitution says in detail. Then we will discuss the Citizenship Act of 1955. Then we will discuss various amendments related to it, and we will discuss what are the ways you can get the citizenship and what are the ways you can lose the citizenship. And after that, we will discuss who are persons of Indian origin, who are overseas citizens of India, and what is the difference between them. And we will discuss how NRI is different from them. And finally, we will discuss what is domicile. And after that, we will discuss what is the recent amendment to the Citizenship Amendment Act, that is Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019. So let me show what. Please let's do note down what we are going to discuss today, let's note it down first. The first thing what we are going to discuss is the citizenship itself. So let's discuss that. Let's leave this noting and all that stuff. Let's discuss one by one. Where we will reach, where we would get exhausted, we will end our lecture there. So first, let us discuss what is citizenship. You would have heard this word citizenship often, and you would have heard another word which is nationalist. He is for example, he is the citizen, not citizenship here. Let's suppose here is a citizen and here is a national. You would have heard often these two words, and we often get confused. What is the difference between the two? Who is national and who is the citizen? National is anyone who has roots with any country, who has roots to any country. And citizen who has legal abidance to that country. National, he can be citizen, national can be citizen. For example, we have many US nationals who are Indian origin. So national can be citizen also. He can be citizen also. He can be, he cannot be the citizen. He can be the citizen of some another country, but he can be the national. For example, there are many Indians who are residing in USA. Many Indians residing in USA. They are the citizens of USA. They are the nationals of USA, but at the same time they have their nationality with India too. So being a national of any country does not mean you are a citizen of that country. It can be very much ambiguous. What is the citizen? What is citizen? Who is a citizen? What is citizenship? There was a great philosopher. About citizenship, it is very dry and very difficult to explain. There is no proper definition to the citizenship. Some say, the best definition in terms of, if you have to write the best definition for the citizenship, You can write it in a way. Let me explain that. Let me write it for you guys. First, I will rub it. How you can define the citizenship? Let me explain that. Let me rub it first. You know, if you have to define the citizenship, you can define it. It is a it determines person's full political citizenship. Citizenship. It determines the person's full political membership. It determines the person's full political membership, his paramount allegiance to that, and legal acceptance by the state of his her legitimate integration into the political setup of his her legitimate integration of the political setup. So what is this? It determines this citizenship. You know, citizenship. It determines the person's full political. It determines the person's full political membership in the country. You know that he is politically full member of the country. For example, in our country, we have the right to vote, right? To vote. We have, our members, the citizens of India can be the MPs once they cross the age of 25. He can be the president once he crosses the age of 35 or more than 35. So these are some conditions. If any citizen of India, he achieves these conditions, when he is 18 years old, he can vote. He can be the MP. He can be the MP. He can be the member of the Rajya Sabha. He can be the president. So these are some certain conditions which he would have to achieve, irrespective of his gender, irrespective of his caste, irrespective of his religion. He is applicable. He is applicable for these posts. He is eligible for these posts. So the citizenship, what it determines the person's full political membership. It determines person's full political membership, and also his paramount allegiance to the country and legal acceptance by the state. It is not for you to become a citizen of India. It is not only you will say that you are the citizens of India. It won't be enough. It is not enough that you are claiming that you are the citizens of India. When NRC was started, actually when NRC was started in Assam, there were many citizens who claimed that they are citizens. They could not prove that they were the citizens of India. So definitely it is not enough that you proclaim that you are the citizen of India. It is not enough that you proclaim that you shout that you are the citizen of India. The country, right now we are discussing the India. The country should also accept you. The country should also accept you that you are our citizen. So it is the two-way relationship between the country and the citizen. So if person is a citizen of India, he gets the right. He determines if a person is citizen of India, he gets the full political membership of his country, his personal allegiance to the country, and his legal acceptance from the state. When these three conditions are fulfilled, then a person is said that he is a citizen of India. But one problem with this definition is that it is little bit complicated. It may complicate. It is little bit complicated, and it may not be understandable for everyone. So for easily and for how we can easily and intellectually understand what citizenship is, for that there is a great statement given by Hannah Arendt. Hannah Arendt, she gave a great statement. What she said that citizenship is the right to have rights. She said citizenship is the right to have Right, citizenship is the right to have rights. So with this, I hope you had understood what citizenship is. The best way to explain the citizenship, if anybody will say you what is citizenship, it is the right of a person to have the citizenship of any, to have rights of any particular country. For example, we are Indians. If we have this right, then we can go to the courts if our fundamental rights are violated. We can go to the courts if our any right is violated. So it depends. It gives you that certificate that if it is if it gives you that protection, that once you have this, you have all the rights of the country. So this is what Hannah Arendt had said about the citizenship. So with this, I hope you had understood it. It is the, it is the relationship between the country and the citizen, in which country gives you the rights, country gives you the rights, country gives you the rights, country protects you, and at the same time, what you do for the country, you have duties to do. You have duties to do in making the country prosperous. You cannot go against you cannot violate the laws of the country. So this is the relationship between a country and a citizen. Now with this, I hope you had understood very well what citizenship is. Now let's discuss with respect to Indian context. Sorry, sometimes my English is not that good, but I'm trying to be very much clear in it, and very much it should be very much understandable to you guys. Now let's try to discuss with Indian context, with the Constitution of India, what Indian Constitution says about citizenship. If you will read the constitutions of the world, once you will read the constitutions of the world, you will find one thing. Whenever the topic of citizenship came, mostly in the constitutions of the world, you will find whenever the topic of citizenship will come, it was kept with the parliament. It was kept with the parliament. You know why? Because it is not easy. You cannot define a citizen, you cannot form all the laws with respect to citizenship, because they often change. It is so volatile, it is so dynamic, it often changes. It is not static. It is not going to be static. There are so permutations and combinations with respect to that. So with this, in keeping it in mind, the parliament will make the laws with respect to citizenship what they think fit. So this is usually what is happening in the world. But here in our Indian constitution, our Indian constitution was very much clear about it. We have article 5 to article 11. It is very much clear in marking who are the citizens of India, but at what time? At when we got the constitution. When we got the constitution, it defines the citizens of India when we got the constitution. So what was the need for that? What was the need for these articles? Why do we need to define who are the citizens of India? Why our constitution was forced to define, if I will exceed my limits, and I would say why our constitution was forced to define that who are the citizens of India. For that, you have to understand the partition of India. How the migration started, how Muslims from Indian side started migrating to Pakistan, and how Hindus, Sikhs, and Christians from their side started migrating to India, and how there was clearly difference between the two countries, and at the same time, it was very much necessary for India and for the makers of the constitution to highlight who is going to be the citizen of India. So that was the necessity. It was the necessity of that time to highlight who is going to be the citizen of India. Otherwise, there would have been huge confusion with respect to this. So that is the reason why the makers of the constitution were in a way forced to make this part 2, which is the citizenship, to form this part 2 of the constitution, which discussed the citizenship, who are the citizens, which discussed in nutshell the citizenship. That was the need of the hour. Now let's discuss it one by one. Let's start with Article 5. What does the Article 5 say? These are some small articles, some small topics which you need to understand. Let's see what does Article 5 says. Let's try to understand that. Article 5 says it deals with, to be more precise, it deals uh, with the with the citizen at the time of the commencement of the constitution. It deals with the citizenship at the time of the commencement of the constitution. So it deals with the citizenship at the time of the commencement of the constitution, who are going to be the citizens of India. So let us see who are going to be the citizens of India under Article 5. Let's highlight that there are three different ways in which it was defined. First one, let it be A, who is going to be citizen of India, who was born in territory of India, who was born in territory of India, he is a citizen of India. Whoever was born in territory of India, he is a citizen of India. Whether his parents are foreigners, that does not matter. If he is born in India, if you are born in India, then you are the citizen of India. So this is the first condition which it satisfies. What about those who migrated to Pakistan, West Pakistan and East Pakistan? For them, they are not the citizens of India because they left. So it is very much clear about that. Whoever was born in India but stayed in India, maybe he is outside India but was born in India and is willing to stay in India. They divided India, then he is the citizen of India. So please make it very much clear here. Second, either of whose parents born in territory of India. Very beautiful. Either of whose parents born in the territory of India. Suppose there was a couple, suppose there is a child. His mother was Indian. Mother was Indian and father was foreigner. He is a citizen of India. His mother was foreigner, father was foreigner, but they were born in India. So this child would be the citizen of India, considered citizen of India. Whatever condition, whatever permutation and combination you can make here, he is a citizen of India, irrespective that he did not migrate to Pakistan. He stayed there. Here, that is the core idea about it. So second statement first says who was born in territory of India, whether he might be the son of a foreigner or daughter of a foreigner, he or she is a citizen of India. Or second, whoever was born to the parents who were born in the territory of India. Then the third, what is the third criteria? Let me write it here. Third criteria is, who has been ordinarily resident in the territory of India for not less than 5 years. For not less than 5 years you are staying in India, then you are the citizen of India. You are eligible to be the citizen of India. So these were the conditions highlighted by the Article 5 for you to be the citizen of India. And these conditions dealt with the citizen at the commencement of the constitution. So with this, I hope you are very much clear about the article. You are very much clear about the Article 5. Till now we discussed the citizenship, the concept itself. You are very much clear about that. You are clear about the Article 5 too. Now let's move to Article 6. Let's see what does Article 6 say about the citizenship. Let's see it. Article 6. About Article 6, it deals with those people who migrated from Pakistan to India, but there is a time period before or on. What date? Before or on 19th July 1948. Before or on 19th July 1948. Why this date? there is a story to it. We will discuss it when we will reach to Article 7. There we will discuss why this date. You know, we know that our country was divided on the basis of religion. On the basis of religion, our country was divided, and people started to migrate from India to Pakistan, majorly Muslims, and from Pakistan to India, majorly Hindus, Christians, and Sikhs. They started migrating to Indian side. So here, Article 6 deals with those people who migrated from India, from Pakistan to India before this date. So let's see what does article say. All those people who migrated provided their parents, grandparents, and person born on undivided India. Only provide that their parents, grandparents, and the person itself who is migrating was born on the undivided India. Then only he can be the citizen of India. So what does it say? It says that if you are migrating before 19th July 1948, you want to be the part of the India, the secular country, you want to be the part of this nation. For you to be the citizen of India, you should fulfill a certain criteria. What is that criteria? That either your parents, grandparents were born in India, or you are born in India. If you fulfill this criteria, then you are going to be the citizen of India. So this was about those people who migrated to India from Pakistan during the partition before 19th July. Now we will discuss the Article 7, and we will discuss the significance of this date, 19th July. What is the significance of this date? Let us discuss first. Let's discuss Article 7 now. Article 7. You know, it was the 1st March 1947 when the concept of Pakistan was a reality, and people started migrating from Pakistan side to Indian side. People started migrating from here to here, and from here to here, and here was the Bangladesh, and from here to here, and here to here. The people who were migrating from Pakistan, as we discussed, they were mostly whom? Hindus. They were mostly whom? Sikhs. From this side, they were Christians, and they were Christians and Hindus from this side. And from the Indian side, who migrated to Pakistan, they were the Muslims. When they were Muslims, now there is a issue. What is the issue? You know, there are properties. For example, let's suppose it is India here. And Muslims used to be here. They had their properties here. You know, they may have gold, they may have land, they may have houses. And they started migrating to Pakistan. Here it is Pakistan, and here it is Pakistan. They started migrating to Pakistan. They can take gold with them. They can take money with them. But what they cannot take is their land. They cannot take the houses. So they went to Pakistan, and their houses were left. Their land was left to no one. It was left to the government. And what government did? Those Hindus who came from this side, or Sikhs or Christian, those migrants, now I will use the word migrant, so please understand, those migrants coming from the Pakistan side to India, they were settled in these areas of the Muslims. But now the story started. Once the people from India migrated to Pakistan, as they thought that Pakistan is the reality. Pakistan is the country which they had hopes on. But when they visited Pakistan, they found themselves that it is not the country what we believed in. So what they decided to come back from the Pakistan to India. Now their reverse migration started to India. But here we have the issue. Their properties are caught by whom? Their properties are shared by now different people. You know, as their properties came under the control of India, it is now shared by the people who migrated earlier. So it was an issue for them. It was an issue for the government if they will allow them to come directly. they will also they will demand for their property, and they will find out that their property is occupied by somebody else. So there would be mass civil war would be there. There would be war between Hindus and Muslims, and framers of the constitution, the government, they feared it very much. So what they did to avoid this, for those citizens who are coming back, Article 7 came in. And what does the Article 7 came in? Let's see that. First, let me read that so that it will give you the continuity. It says what it says about the about those who are coming back, to the citizens who are coming back, those who migrated to Pakistan, then you are not citizens. If you migrated to Pakistan, then you are not a citizen earlier. Now you have to migrate back, and then for that, if you want to migrate back, if you want to be the citizen of India, what you have to do? You have to register. You have to register. You have to get the you have to register, and you have to get the permit before entering the India. If you will get this permit, then you will stay here for the 6 months, and you will be the citizen of India. So this is what Article 7 says. Article 7 says if you had migrated to Pakistan earlier, now you want to migrate back. You understood that Pakistan is not the reality, but you cannot get inside the country like that. You have to ask for the permit. You should have the permit return. You should have the permanent return here. Then you should have the permit system. You should follow the permit system, and there should be the permanent return. And then only you will be allowed to stay in the country. You will have to stay for a few months, and then you will get the citizenship once you have that permit. But what was the date? On what was the date decided for that? It is the date which was decided is 19th July 1948. If you are entering India after this date, 19th July 1948, basically before this date, all those people who were migrating, they had already settled in India now. Now it is about whom? It is about those people who earlier migrated to Pakistan. Now they want to come back to their country. For them, they have to ask for the permit, and the permit was not easily available for them. They will, it was not easy for them to get the permit. So in this way, our leaders were able to overcome this conflict. So this is Article 7. And this is what it says. Article 7 says if you first migrated to Pakistan, you lost your citizenship. Now you want to come back, but after 19th July 1948, you want to come back. You can come back, but you have to get the permit before entering the India, and you have to remain for 6 months here to get. After that, you will get the citizenship. You have to register here. So this is what Article 7 says. And also about Article 6, I forget one thing. If you are entering before 19th July 1948, entering India, you have to remain in India for 6 months, then you will get the citizenship. It is about Article 6 also. So this is what Article 7 says. Now let's move to the Article 8. Let's see what does the Article 8 say. Let me rub it first. And let's see what does the Article 8 say. Article 8. Article 8, those residing outside India, they, for example, during the commencement of the Constitution, there were many Indians were there who were residing outside India. So what they have to do? They have to just register in any embassy of India. You will get the Indian citizenship. It is what Article 8 says. Now what does the Article 9 say? Article 9 says those who acquire the citizenship of other country, you can't be the citizen of India. It is basically talking about if you had got the citizenship of another country, if you had got the citizenship of the another country, then you can't be the citizen of India. So it is the only article in all these articles till now which talks about how you will lose the citizenship. Tomorrow in UPSC, a question about it may be asked under, if they will give the example Article 5, Article 6, Article 7, Article 8, Article 9, and tell you which among these articles states is actually talking about the loss of citizenship. So this is how they can ask you a question. So Article 9 says, if you get the citizenship of another country, you can't be the citizen of India. So this is what it says. Now Article 10, what does Article 10 say? Article 10, it says, it basically talks about the continuation of the rights of the citizenship, of the right of the citizenship. So before we will discuss this, let me rub it, because it would need a little detailed, detailed discussion. It would need a little detailed discussion. Let's discuss it first. Let me rub it first, then we will do the detailed discussion of this article, Article 10. What does Article 10 say? Article 10 talks about the continuation of the citizenship. Suppose, we discussed Article 1, Article 5, Article 6, Article 7. We saw that how you will get the citizenship. Suppose under Article 5, you were born in India, your parents were not Indians, so you got the citizenship under Article 5. You got the citizenship. Now you are the citizen of India. But after some time, after 1987, the rules started to change. The Parliament made the rule that if both of your parents are not Indian, then you can't be the citizen of India. So what will happen to his citizenship? What will happen to his citizenship? What will happen to your citizenship? Whom Article 5 says you are the citizen of India. If your parents were born in India, you got the citizenship of India. And they were not Indians by national. By blood they were not Indians. By soil they were not Indians. They were foreigners. They were just born in India and you were their son. So you got the citizenship. But after 1987, the Citizenship Amendment Act came in. And it says you can't be the citizen of India if your parents are not. If at least your one parent is not Indian. So what will happen to your citizenship? What will happen to your citizenship? Will the status of your citizenship change? The Article 10 says no, it will not change in normal conditions. The status of your citizenship, you will remain citizen. If I will be much clear, you will continue to remain citizen. It won't change as if we are changing the laws now. It won't change. But if the Parliament states that all those who had got the citizenship by Article 5, they won't be the citizens of India, then they can do it, and your citizenship, you will lose the citizenship. Only when the Parliament states that. Otherwise, if they are changing the laws, it won't affect your citizenship because the protection is given under Article 10. So this is what Article 10 says. Now with this, I hope you are very much clear about it. If there is any doubt, please do tell me. I would be more willing to help you. Please do write in the comments. Now we have to discuss the last article in the Indian Constitution, which is related to citizenship. After that, we will shift to the another concept related to citizenship, that is Citizenship Act of 1955. We will discuss that. First, we will discuss the last article, which discusses the citizenship. It is Article. What it is? It is Article 11. Let's see what does the Article 11 says. Article 11 in the Constitution, they give the power to the Parliament. They said to the Parliament, listen, Parliament, whether it would they believe that tomorrow there would be different Parliament. They are saying, the Constituent Assembly, the Constitution is saying to the Modi ji, listen, Modi ji, we had made laws, we had sorted the issue with respect to the migration, we had sorted the issue with respect to the citizenship. Now onwards, if there would be any law if you want to make any law related to citizenship, the constitution give you the full right. It is the, what does the article say? Article 11 says it is the power of the parliament to make any law related to citizenship. It is the power of the parliament to make any law related to citizenship. You can regulate any law. So in keeping this in mind, the parliament came up with the law which is the citizenship. The parliament came up with the act which is the Citizenship Act of 1955. Now we will discuss what the Citizenship Act of 1955 is. We will try to discuss few important points related to this, and let's see what does it say. Let me repeat it here. Let me repeat it here, or let me write it here. The Citizenship Amendment Act of the Citizenship Act of 1955. It is the Citizenship Act of 1955. So under this Citizenship Act of 1955, there are 5 ways. In a nutshell, there are 5 ways in which you can get the citizenship. You can get the citizenship. There are 5 ways in which you can get the citizenship. What are these 5 ways? First, before discussing that, let me explain you a concept which is yes soli and yes sanguinis and yes sanguinis. You need to understand these 2 concepts. Once you will get the concept, it would be easy for you to understand what are the 5 ways in which you can be the citizen under the Citizenship Amendment Act of 1955. What is jus soli? What is jus soli? First, it is related to what? Related to soil, and yes sanguinis is related to blood. So let us see what does it say. Jus soli says, suppose if you are born in any land, it says if you are born in any land, you belong to that land. For example, USA. If you are born in USA, whether suppose you had illegally migrated to USA, or you were on the travel visa to USA, you were for the tourism to USA, you were for example you are an athlete and you were for any competition to USA, and you were carrying your wife with you. So what is the state? And you give birth to the child in USA. So what will be the status of that child? Irrespective of he being the illegal migrant, irrespective of the parents just came to visit there, his parents are not the nationals or not the citizens of USA, that child will be the citizen of USA always. He will be the citizen of USA. This is the concept of jus soli, that if you are born in the land, you will be the citizen of that land. So same concept of jus soli was followed in India, as we saw that in Article 5. It says if you are born in land, if your parents are born in land, then you are the citizen of India. But this concept was changed in 1987. We started to change from jus soli to jus sanguinis. What is jus sanguinis? It is related to birth. If your parents are the citizens of particular country, you will be the citizen of that particular country. That is very much. If one of your parents is the citizen of India, then you are the citizen of India. It started to change from 1987. Till 1987, we were jus soli. From 1987, it started to change. What does it say? It says in 1987, now if the child is born, he can become the citizen if one of his parent is Indian. In 1987, for you to be the citizen of India, one of the parent should be citizen, and the another can be anyone. He can be illegal migrant. It doesn't matter. If one of the parent is a citizen, then he is the citizen. Till 1987, till it was there till 2003. 2003. In 2003, the status changed. What was changed? What point was changed? That one of the parents should be citizen, one should be citizen, and the another parent should not be illegal migrant. So we made it very much clear here. And in USA, if you are born in USA and you belong to any state, you are the citizen of India. Donald Trump tried to change it, but he could not, because the amendment in the US's constitution is not that easy. So this is what this says. This is what Just Sully and Just Sanguinis says. Now coming back to the Citizenship Act of 1955. What are the 5 ways that you can be the citizen of India? Let's discuss that. What are the 5 ways you can be the citizen of India? So I hope till now all the concepts which we cleared, you are very much clear about that. I hope you had understood what is citizenship. I hope you had understood the articles related to citizenship. I hope you had understood what was the issue of migration. You understood the issue of property, how Indian government played well, intelligently they played, and they stopped the chaos to happen in our country. I hope you had understood all that stuff very clearly. Now, our shift is towards the Citizenship Act of 1955. Sorry. There are 5 ways that you can be the citizen of India. First one, you are born in India. Born in India. And about birth, I discussed it just that if you are born before 1987, just you were born in India, you are the citizen of India. After 1987, one of the parents should be Indian, and another can be anyone, till 2003. After 2003, one parent should be Indian and another should not be illegal migrant. So this is by birth you can be the citizen of India. The second way to be the citizen of India is by descent. By descent. Suppose you were Indian and you had traveled to, you were Indian and you had traveled to outside country and you gave birth to the child. You were traveling to, suppose you were traveling to USA and you gave birth to a child. For this child to be the citizen of India, you have to register within 1 year. Once you register, he will be the citizen of India. But with the example of USA, there is a concern. What is the concern? We just discussed that once anybody is born in USA, he is the citizen of India. And here it says that you have to register. He will automatically be the citizen of India, whether you would register it or not. Just he was born there, he will be given the birth certificate, and that would be his citizenship certificate. And second thing, he was born in India and you registered with the Indian, you registered it within 1 year. So now the question is, isn't it that he became the dual citizen? Isn't it he became the dual citizen? The dual citizen. And till 18 years of, till he will reach the age of 18, he can't reject any of those citizenships. So what would be the situation here? How India deals with this? A child was born in USA, his parents registered within 1 year, but according to the law of USA, he is a citizen of India. Now what would happen to this child? Will India accept his dual citizenship? If we look at our constitution, if we look at the citizenship acts, if we look at the citizenship laws, India does not allow dual citizenship. But in this case, it is the only exception. It is the only exception. If a child is born like that, he was born in US in a country where dual citizenship is accepted. So what? He will be the citizen of both the countries. But there are few conditions parents have to follow. His passport should be Indian. And once he will attain the age of 18, he will be given 6 months. In these 6 months, he will have to decide whether he will be the citizen of USA or India. If he is not able to decide, then his Indian citizenship will end. If he decides in favor of India, then his USA citizenship, he has to revoke his USA citizenship, because USA does not have the problem. They will accept the dual citizenship. But the problem is with India, so he has to end the US citizenship if he has to be the citizen of India. So this is how by descent you can be the citizen of India. So these are the two ways. The first one is by birth, the second one is by descent. Now let's have a look at what is the third way to be the citizen of India. Let's have a look at that. What can be the third way you can be the citizen of India? Let me rub it first. Let me make it clear for you guys. Well, I'm not that expert in it with the technology. It is not my that domain. Now the third way that you can be the citizen of India is by what? By registration. By registration, you can be the citizen of India. So what is this by registration? Let me explain in the simpler terms. By registration, it means that you come India on a visa and marry Indian citizen. Once you marry Indian citizen, stay in India for 7 years, you will be given the citizenship. As simple as that. This is by registration. Fourth way to get the citizenship is by naturalization. Naturalization. In registration, there are another ways, but that we will discuss. Let the time come. We will discuss that. But right now, remember the by registration. What is? Come to India, marry Indian citizen, stay in India for 7 years. You will get the citizenship. Fourth way is naturalization. What is naturalization? Come to India, stay in India for 14 years before applying. In these 14 years, how many days, or in 11 years, stay in. For these days, you should be in India. You should be present in India. You will get the citizenship. But after doing this, you have to follow certain conditions too. What are those conditions which you have to follow? First condition is you are not from that country where Indians can't be the citizens. For example, Saudi Arabia. You can't a Saudi Arabian man cannot come like that and by naturalization he can get the citizenship. So first thing is, from that country, you are not from that country where Indians can't be the citizen. Second, you have to give up the earlier citizenship. Give up the earlier citizenship. But here is a problem. Suppose you want to be the citizen of India. You came to India. Now you were waiting that you will get the citizen of India. After 14 years, there were some issues, and they did not grant it the citizenship. You are left alone. You will be orphan if you don't belong to any citizen. If you don't belong to any nation, you are just an orphan. You are worse than an orphan if you don't have any state. So what will people do? For them, our country has clearly said that once you will get the citizen of India, once you will get the citizenship of India, then only revoke this. So once you will get the citizenship, then revoke it. Otherwise, you are not forced to revoke it before applying for it. So this is the second way you can be the citizen. This is the second condition. What is the third condition? Let's see what is the third condition. You should know the language. One of the language in in the 8th schedule. Out of 22 languages, know any one of the language. If you follow all three conditions, then you can be the citizen of India. So these were the 4 ways in which you can be the citizen of India. Are these the only 4 ways you can be the citizen of India? Is by birth, second we saw by descent, third we saw by registration, fourth we are seeing that by Fourth, we are seeing it is by what? It is by nationalization. Till now, I hope you had understood everything. There is no doubt. If there is any, please do write in the comments. We will definitely respond to you guys if there is any doubt. Now let's see. Let me check. Are there only these four ways mentioned in the Citizenship Act of 1955? What were the? Let's repeat it first. By birth, by descent, by registration, by nationalization. No, there is one another way. What is that way? You pray. You know what is that way? By incorporation of the territory. By incorporation of territory. So this is another way, by incorporation of the territory. If you cannot be the citizen of India in these ways, if you don't fulfill the conditions, then pray to God that India should occupy your territory. You will get the citizen of India. Will on the whole, all the people, suppose if tomorrow India will occupy Bangladesh, will everyone in the Bangladesh be the citizen of India? No, everyone will not be the citizen of India. It is the Indian government which will decide. It is the Indian Parliament which will decide who will be the citizen of India and who will not be the citizen of India. So the fifth one is by incorporation of territory. Are there only these five ways? No, there is a sixth way also. Suppose you are somebody who has done great in this science. You had won the Nobel Prize in physics, or you had done great in philosophy, or you had done great in art. You had done great in literature. We had won World Peace Prize in World Peace or Human Progress. Suppose you are Malala Yousafzai. She had won World Peace Nobel Prize in Peace. Suppose you are Cristiano Ronaldo. Suppose you are Leonardo DiCaprio. You want to be the citizen of India. So do they have to follow the same process? Do they have to marry the Indian? Do they have to wait 14 years? Do they have to wait that much? Do they would have to suffer that much? No. For them, if we have done these grades, the government can think and they can revive all these conditions what they had put under here, and they can grant you the citizenship at their will. They can grant you the citizenship at their will. So these are the ways by which you can be the citizen of India by the Citizenship Act of 1955. When you are getting the citizenship, then the act should also define how you can lose the citizenship, and let's discuss how you can lose the citizenship one by one under the same article. Act, how you can lose the citizenship. Let us discuss that one by one. Till now, I guess everything is clear. Please do write in the comments. This initiative is for you. We are putting so much time. We are investing so much time. I suppose you would like it, and please be honest with me. Do write in the comments if there is any need that I should repeat any topic. I will definitely repeat it for you guys. I will make a separate video about that topic. So please do write in the comments what we bring, what should we discuss, how do you feel about it, and what else should we bring for you. Now, again, the Citizenship Act of 1955. Now the topic is different. How can you lose the citizenship? Topic is different. How can anyone lose the citizenship? For that, there are three ways in which you can lose the citizenship. First one, by renunciation. That you renounce the Indian citizenship, you will lose the citizenship. It is by you are not forced by anyone. It is by voluntary act. You are renouncing your citizenship. You are renouncing that you are not a citizen of India. Then you will lose the citizenship. Very simple. But there is a condition that you can't renounce during the war. If, for example, we saw that there was Operation Sindoor a month back. almost a month back. Operation Sindoor was there, and we were on the brink of the war between India and Pakistan. At that time, no, there are, nobody can change his citizenship. During the war, you cannot change your citizenship, so you cannot renounce your citizenship. This also, but now there is a couple. There is a couple. They had renounced their citizenship. A couple has renounced their citizenship. What about their minor child? What will happen to him? They have a minor child who was the citizen of India, but their parents renounced their citizenship. This minor child will also lose citizenship. Now he became 18 years old and he wanted to be the citizen of India. He did not like it, the decision of his parents. What will happen to him? For him, he can get the citizenship by registration. As I told you, in registration there are many ways. One of the best ways to get married to Indian, or there is another way. This minor can get the citizenship of India by registration. What he has to do, he has to stay in India for 7 years. So he can get the citizenship. This is one way you can lose the citizenship. Let us see what are the other ways. By renunciation is the one way. Let's see what is the other way. Another way is by termination. By termination. What is this by termination? Suppose you were born in USA, but your parents were Indian citizens. At that time, we discussed that you will have a dual citizenship. You will be Indian as well as USA's. You will belong to both countries. But the condition was, once you will be 18 years old, you will be given 6 months to renounce your one of the citizenship. Either you have to end the Indian citizenship and be the citizen of USA, or you have to end the USA's citizenship to be the citizen of India. So what you did, you just stayed quiet. You enjoyed the citizenship of USA and you enjoyed the citizenship of India as well. You stayed quiet. For these 6 months you did nothing, did your work, went to college, nothing changed. But one thing will change. India will come to know and they will terminate your citizenship. So this is one. In this way your citizenship can be terminated. Or as soon as you will go to the another country, you will acquire the citizenship of that particular country, and you will not renounce your citizenship of India. The Indian we will come to know and we will terminate your citizenship. So this is the another way in which you will lose the citizenship. What is the third way? This was the second. Third way to lose the citizenship, it is by deprivation. By deprivation. We discussed how we can be the citizens of India. By registration, you have to either marry an Indian, then stay in for 7 years, and for by naturalization you have to stay here for 14 years, 11 years in continuation, and there were few criteria. You should not belong to the country which is banned, in which Indians can't be the citizens. You have to give up the earlier citizenship and know one of the language of the 8th schedule. And also there are many other ways. For example, if you came to India, you got the citizenship by one of these ways, either by registration or by naturalization, but agency is found, the Ministry of Home Affairs, who is the nodal agency for this, they found out that you had done fraud, any fraud in your documentation. What they can do, they will deprive you of the citizenship. You will lose your citizenship. Second, you had done fraud. Second, you are disloyal to the constitution. You are Indian. Suppose you are Indian, but you are disloyal to the constitution. Second, you are disloyal to the constitution. You will lose the citizenship. And you are outside India for 7 continuous years. For 7 continuous years you are outside India and you are not a citizen, then you will lose this, you will be deprived of the citizenship. So these are the three ways in which you can lose the citizenship of India. So first one is by renunciation, you will renounce it. Second is by termination, and third is by deprivation. So by this, I hope these concepts are very much clear what we discussed so far. I hope there is no doubt regarding this thing. Now let's move to the another topic here, where we will discuss the diaspora. Now only few topics are left. With after that we will conclude our discussion. We'll discuss the diaspora. We'll discuss the person of Indian origin, the concept of person of Indian origin. We'll discuss the concept of the overseas citizen of India, and then we'll discuss the concept of NRI. After that, we'll discuss the recent 2019 Amendment Act of the Citizenship Act, and then we will conclude. First, let us see what is diaspora. Let us discuss what is diaspora. Diaspora. Let us discuss that. You know, suppose you are an Indian origin. Indian origin. You are living in USA. You are living in Egypt. You are living in UAE. You are living in UK. You are living in Saudi Arabia. So you had attained their citizenship now. You are the citizens of these particular countries. But the connection with India will always remain there. Connection with India. Connection will always remain here. What is this connection? Either your parents would be in India, either your relatives would be in India, either your sentiments towards your mother country will always remain here. So what you do, this Indian origin person who is working in these countries, you will always send remittances to India. You will send remittances to India. You will send dollars to India. You will send dinars to India. You are always connected with their with India. And so what you do, you help in India's prosperity. You help in India's prosperity. And also you look Indian very much. You are an Indian national. That's why I discussed the concept of nationality and citizenship in a very separate way, in a very different way. So as you are Indian national, you are very much visible that you are Indian, and you are spending remittances. And when you are in USA, when you are in UK, you are at the highest posts. In UK, you are the what? You are their PM. In USA, you are their advisor. You are the CEO of the Google. You are you are about to be, you are contesting for the presidential elections. You had the Indian roots, and you are contesting for the Indian presidential elections in USA. So what does it mean? It strengthens the soft power of India. It strengthens the soft power of India. It strengthens the image of Indians. So in a way, it helps the countries. These countries, whether it would be Russia, they are forced that they should have a great relationship with India. So it helps India. So there is a great these great things are done by the diaspora of India for India. So India too want to, we know how our country has been, how receptive we are. If anyone does good to us, we will put our lives for them. So India too wanted to do great for them. You know what they did in 2002? They came up with this scheme under the Ministry of Home Affairs, which is persons of Indian origin. Persons of Indian origin, they came up with this scheme, persons of Indian origin. Any person who once held Indian passport under this persons of origin scheme, if you once held Indian passport, you can get the persons of Indian origin card and can visit India visa free for 15 years. If you once held the passport, Indian passport, and now you are the citizen of some other country, now you can get connected with India. You can get the persons of Indian origin passport, person of Indian origin card, and you can come to India, visit India without visa for 15 years. But there are few exceptions. What are these exceptions? Exceptions is for the Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, Nepal, and Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. For the neighboring countries, this is the exception. For them, they have to go for the visa. So this is the person of Indian origin. So this is the concept of person of Indian origin. So till this, I hope you are very much clear about it. Now, what is the overseas citizen of India? You know, overseas citizen of India, or OCI, OCI in nutshell. You know, it the persons of Indian origin, it was just a scheme of the government, but this overseas citizen of India, it was the Citizenship Amendment Act. It came through the Citizenship Amendment Act. It came through the Citizenship Amendment Act. You know, who can be the overseas, what benefits they get, and what is the criteria for the to be the overseas citizen of India. First, a foreign national, who was eligible to become the citizen of India on 26th of Jan 1950. If there is any foreign national who was eligible to be the citizen of India on this date, he can be the overseas citizen of India. Second, who was citizen of India or any time after this date. If you were the citizen of India any time, then you can get this card, overseas citizen of India. You know, in this there are some exceptions. What is the exception? Pak and Bangladesh, and these are the exceptions. You know, you can't belong to these two countries, otherwise we will have to give this overseas citizen of India to them, to the full two countries. So these are the exceptions. And what is the benefit? For the lifetime, if you want to visit India, you can visit visa free. So this is the benefit which you get through overseas citizen of India. But there were issues with it. You know, there was discussion, is it granting the dual citizenship? No, it is not so, because you know, you are just foreigners but you can visit India. There are different rights which are restricted for you. You cannot vote, you cannot participate in elections, you cannot apply for the government jobs. There are few restrictions to you, so it is not a dual citizenship. But there was also another confusion, that if we have the person of Indian origin, then what was the need of the overseas citizen of India? So in taking this into the consideration, in 2015, the two schemes were merged in one, person of Indian origin and the overseas citizen of India, and now it is the overseas citizen of India card holder. You know, you are now the overseas citizen of India card holder, and the benefits are the same, and it is from 2015. So this is about the person of Indian origin and overseas citizen of India. Now, you may ask me a concept, sir, we did not discuss it, NRIs. Who are NRIs? Are they citizens of India? Is NRI greater, or a person of Indian origin is greater? What is the difference between the two? Let's discuss that. Let us discuss NRI, you will find the difference between the two. You know, the person of Indian origin, he is just like other foreigners, but with some, you know, some leniency given to him, that he can visit India without visa, otherwise he is a foreigner. For NRI person, you have to understand that NRI is just like you and me. NRI is just like you and me. He is a citizen of India. He can vote, he can participate in elections, he can apply for government jobs. But why this status is given to him? Because it is about his business. He is doing business outside India, and he is earning money there. He does not need to pay taxes to India. It is basically the concept of taxes. That is why this notion has come in about NRI. So what is this concept? If you are earning more than 50 lakh, you should stay in India and you are staying, for you to get the status of NRI, you are earning more than 50 lakh, and you are staying in India less than 120 days, then you are an NRI. You don't have to pay taxes to India. Otherwise, if you have to pay taxes. And the second condition is, if you are earning less than 15 lakh, for you should stay in India for less than 182 days. Then you are when 182 days, then you are the citizen of India. These are the conditions. If you are earning more than 15 lakh, and you are staying in India less than 120 days, then you are the NRI. If you are living in India for more than 182 days, for less than 182 days, but you are earning less than 15 lakh, you are an NRI. So this concept is basically about the tax paying, that if you are an NRI, then you don't need to pay tax to India. So this is the concept of NRI. So with this, I hope you had understood this also. Now, what is the concept of domicile? This we have to also clear here. Domicile, it is nothing, it is not written in the constitution, but domicile, it what does domicile do? It defines the domicile. It is within the territory of India, to where you are, where your intentions are to stay. This is what domicile says. For you, if your intentions are to stay in India, in any state, for example in Jammu and Kashmir, for that you have to stay there for 15 years, then you will get the certificate of domicile. Can you change the certificate of domicile? Yes, exactly. Can you have two domiciles? No, it is a crime. So please remember this thing about the domicile. What are the benefits you get if you are the domicile of particular state? For the undergraduate students, you can get the reservation. There is certain percentage of reservation for particular states. This is the benefit you get. For the postgraduate students, you can't get it. So for this reservation in the undergraduate, students can get this benefit. So these are few important facts about domicile. You cannot have two domiciles, otherwise it is punishable by the law if you are having. So this is about the domicile. Now coming to the last topic of today's discussion, which is the Citizenship Act or Amendment Act of 2019. Let's discuss that and then we will conclude our discussion here. Citizenship, it is Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019. It was a time when I was in college. I was doing my master's there in automotive product design. I was in Pune. That time this incident happened. Basically I was not interested in it all that. What I heard, that there is a protest in Shaheen Bagh, Delhi. So what was the protest about? What I heard, that Indian government is coming up with the law which is anti-Muslims. So I did not research it that much that time, and I was little bit upset why our government is doing that. But when I started preparing for UPSC and I got interested in politics and all these subjects, and when I read this, I was shocked. I was shocked to death that how is this possible that there were so much protest. Only a fool can protest on this Amendment Act. Protesting is something different. You can, if you don't like any act, you can go to the court. But coming in such numbers and blocking the roads, blocking the area, it was something crazy for this thing. Trust me, I was so shocked that for this thing there was that much protest going on. So what is this Citizenship Amendment Act? Our country, India, divided on the basis of religion. India divided on the basis of religion. Muslims, they stayed with Pak, but there were few Hindus. There were few Hindus. There were few Christians. There were few Christians. There were few Sikhs. There were few, Buddhists. There were few Parsis, and there were few Jains too. So for them, they had a minority in Pakistan. There is Afghanistan. These people are also available in these countries, but majority is Islam. There is Bangladesh. These people are also present there, but majority religion is Islam. The state religion is Islam. So what is the condition here? What does this law says? If you belong to any of the religions, if you belong to any of the minorities living in these particular states, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, you are Hindu, you are Christian, you are Parsi, you are Sikh, you are Bodh, you are Jain. If you belong to any of these religions and you are in the minority in Pakistan, Bangladesh, or Afghanistan, and you feared the prosecution there and you came to India, you came to India from here, you came to India from here, you came to India from here, but illegally, because you were not able to get the visa. You came to India here, but illegally. Naturally, what will happen? Naturally, if government will find you, they will deport you back. But this article says if you came here illegally before the date, what is the date? 31st December 2014. Before this date, if you came here illegally, what will happen under this act? That after 5 years you will get, you just have to wait for the 5 years. If you had came here illegally and you belong to these particular religions, you have to wait for 5 years. You will get the citizenship. You have to prove it by the documentation. This case, it went to the court and there were discussions in 2024. The notification, the rules were notified. What would be the rules? That you should have these documentation. Some priest should give you. You should know some language. Very lenient rules for this so that you can get the citizenship. So this is the concept, that if you belong to these religious groups and you belong to these countries where the majority is Islam, and you are migrating from these countries to India on the fear that you could get prosecuted there, India is not going to make you deport. India is not going to keep you as illegal migrants. You will be given this citizenship. Just you have to stay for 5 years and you have to prove certain things which you have to prove here. So this is the concept of this is the Amendment Act of 2019 with respect to the Citizenship Amendment Act. This thing did not went with the people, did not went with the people, majorly Muslims. They believed that there is the discrimination. They raised certain questions. Why only these people are allowed? Why not Muslims? The government said, why would be Muslim feel under a threat in these countries? What is the reason? The people said, Muslims are not only Muslims. There is another religion called Ahmadiyas. They believe that they are Muslims. World believes that they are Muslim, but they are not Muslims. They have their own belief, and they are under threat in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. What about these Ahmadiyas? Another question. What about the Rohingya Muslims? Even though the point you raised that they are in the majority, why would they feel prosecution? About Rohingyas in Myanmar, they are not in majority. Why did not we make laws for them? Another question. What about the Uyghur Muslims? They are living in Tibet, China. What about them? Can they enter Islam? So can they enter to our country? There is the definitely discrimination, to which the government said, listen, if we were taking the citizenship away from anyone, it would have been the discrimination, and if you would have protested, that would have been understood. But here we are giving the citizenship, and right now we are taking the consideration of these three countries. Tomorrow we can take the consideration of other countries where we will make the laws as per the requirements. We will make the laws for them and we will add them as the citizen. So it is not a discrimination towards any particular country. It is about the humanity. They are suffering right now. We can accommodate this much of the migrants in our country. We are not taking the citizenship away from anyone. We are giving the citizenship. So how is it discrimination? So this is the first point which they highlighted. Then the second point is that we as in India, as a country, believe in the principle of non-refoulement. We believe in the principle of non-refoulement. That if there is any, even though we had not signed the convention with UN, that UN Convention on Refugees, where if any refugee is in our country, we cannot deport them. We had not signed that convention, but this principle is in our DNA. If any refugee comes, if any person comes in our country, if any they take asylum in our country, it is in our nature, it is in our DNA that we will not deport that person. So to this question, what they argued, that to deport them or to not give citizenship to them, to which the government said, we believe in the principle of non-refoulement. It is a good gesture to give them the citizenship. They are feeling the prosecution, they are feeling the harm, they are fearing the death if they will be sent back to these countries. How can we be so cruel that we will send them back to the countries? So this is about the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019. Tomorrow we will discuss few more concepts related to citizenship and also few more drawbacks related to this Amendment Act. What are those who are favoring in this act? what are those arguments who are against this act. We will add on tomorrow. So till now, this much is enough for you. I hope you had understood everything what we discussed today. Let me recap for you guys what we had discussed. Let me recap it. Let me rub it. Let me recap what we discussed today so far. Then we will shift to the another slide, and we will try to discuss the question which we had brought today. Let me recap it. Let's see what we discussed today. First, we discussed the concept of citizenship. We discussed what does the Constitution say, Indian Constitution say about it. We discussed the articles from 6 to 11. We discussed the concept of the person of Indian origin and the overseas citizen of India and NRI and domicile. We discussed the citizenship amendment, citizenship Act of 1955. We discussed the five ways. We discussed the five ways in which you can get the citizenship. We discussed 3 ways in which you lose citizenship under Citizenship Act of 1955, and finally we discussed what the Citizenship Amendment Act of CA Citizen Act of 2019. We discussed all this. So I hope this much is clear to you guys. Now let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Well, the question says consider the following statements regarding the Indian Constitution as enshrined in Article 5 to 11 of Indian Constitution. First statement, Article 5 defines citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution. 100% correct. We discussed it in a very detailed way. Second, Article 8 grants citizenship right to persons of Indian origin residing outside India. 100%. We saw that within 1 year he has to register in any embassy. If you are outside India, register in any Indian embassy, you will get the citizenship. Third, Article 10 empowers the Parliament to regulate the rights of the citizenship by law. This is totally incorrect. Article 10 does not deal with it. It is actually Article 11. Fourth, it says Article 11 provides for the termination of citizenship for a person's voluntary acquiring citizen of a foreign country. No, it is basically Article 9 which deals with it. So this is also incorrect. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2. So the option would have been, if there would have been option, let us suppose option A is 1 and 2, it is the correct answer. So with this I conclude my today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you would share it with your friends, and I definitely hope you would subscribe the channel. Thank you for staying with me.